Yeah. Video.
Good afternoon. Akash Chopra and Shamal.
Good
Good
afternoon, sir.
afternoon. Good. So, yeah, have you collected the document and ever worked with that? Yesterday's discussion, passing objects. Open that. That's named as runtime. I hope you can see the screen now. Two
Yes,
members
sir.
are existing. Yeah, Akash Chopra and Shamal. Right, people are joining late. Is there any assigned task for the candidates today? How many of them joined? Only 4 members right now. Anuj and Vanshaj, Shamal and Akash Chopra. Okay, you will see the execution of this. Passing objects. What we did in it. Apart from this declaration widget variables. A string 4 variables we declared here. The same ID, name, contact and email for passing these parameters. These what values what we are collecting in the form of object to pass that we are declaring these string variables here, and that string variables are assigned with the corresponding get text to string, the value what you are providing during runtime in the ID widget. That is, this is ID, you can see, and this is name, this is contact number, student mail ID. Further, the proper validation in the sense it must have the structure of email ID in this box. That's not now trained to you. Just characters, alphanumeric characters can be entered. Anything can be entered. Contact number and student ID. The further validation is rest with only the 10 numbers to be present, or if you are including country code, accordingly the numbers can be extended. That validation we have to provide, but that is not provided. Only the numerical values can be provided. And student's name, again alphanumeric. Here also we can set the first name, middle name and last name based validation. That is not provided here. Here student ID, only the numbers to be keyed. Apart from that, if any of the box is not having any value in it, it won't go further. In such a way we have designed. For that, we are making use of this string variables with this. So the corresponding ID dot get text, that get editable text, both are even. With that function, we are to string, the value is collected as a string format, and name, contact, email. Accordingly, its corresponding string variables we are storing. Then Using the if-else decision-making statement, we have provided the negation statement. If the ID value in this particular variable, if nothing is there, that in the sense is empty, that is not equal to empty, something value is there in it, you perform this task. That's the context. For all variables, if it consists some value in it, using the AND operator. Up to now, we suffered to use how to use the AND operator in the Android manipulation. This is the simplest method we identified. Even if you click, this is for true part. If you're using invert if condition, if you're providing, the entire statement will go to the else part, and else part, this will happen. See here, there's the automatic option. It is provided with us. What is previously in the else part, now that is moved to the true part. So it's having automatic option for you to work. These two lines will be moved to the true part, and these all lines will come to the false part when we are using this invert option, which is provided. That's an intelligent idea. Up to this, we are having, it's not empty. We are using this. If it is empty, using OR operator, it will change the condition. This is the method it's having automatically in it. Okay, if so, those entering into the second activity, and the objects are collected in this using valid name, what we have provided in it. Then using the put extra, this object collection under this name and this object value, it sends to the second activity, and we are starting the activity I. The activity I is nothing but the indent from the current indent to the second activity what we are having in our development. Oh, 20 members joined. Good. Then as for the clear purpose, we are having this code. In the object collector, what using the put extra, what we sent that object that to be collected here. So from the first activity, the past object is collected in the this with the get serializable extra method, and the name alone is collected. This is the syntax of this particular method. And on the text view, we are declaring results on the second activity. We are having a text view on that result widget. In this format, we are setting the values: object collection dot ID, object collection dot name, object collection dot contact, and object collection dot email. In such a way, inclusion of the custom text contents with new line. This easily you can identify by seeing the code. I have uploaded this project in our G Drive folder. You can also open and experience, and you can learn. Now see the output. I hope all are actively participating in listening. Just type yes on the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good. I can't see the name. If you put S in the chat box, and later also today evening when I'm viewing the Zoom log, I can identify these members are responded, they are attended. Good, everyone, only 5 members from the 20, remaining 15. Active participation in the sense, no need to have the device with you. See, now it displays the information. Simply I'm planning to submit. Enter the values in all the input boxes and submit. Okay, student ID. Any one ID we can make use. It's not allowing to pay. So 2011985002. Okay, now I completed this. Again, I am planning to submit. Enter the value in all the input boxes and submit. Then student name. So alphanumeric keypad, it comes into picture. Again, at this stage, it's not allowing. When I'm pressing contact number, automatically it comes to Anurag Sharma is there. If he is present, give your number, contact number. And plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Example. The mail ID. Okay, now completed the fields. We have filled all the input boxes. Now I'm providing the subjects basing on object collection. Yeah, it displays on it properly. While moving, see every output screenshot is provided on the lecture notes. The student ID is a custom provided text and the value collected from the first activity and displayed on the second activity. Student name, it's a custom provided. Contact number also custom provided, and these two are values collected from the first activity. This is now want to clear in the sense, it will clear all the values available on it. Okay, good. This is the yesterday's completeness. 7 members responded. Ratmesh, Abhinav Thakur, Ankash Chopra, Aditya Chaudhary, Rakshit, Azhar, Sarvik Chandra. Good. So, how many of you taken that project folder from the G Drive, Google Drive, share the location? You keep that link safe, and daily the projects will be uploaded on it. That with the help of lecture notes, at your free time, again you can revisit. This is how only the thing you are supposed to know. Intent changing one intent, one activity to another activity moving, we know. Toast concept we know. Then the object passing from one activity to another activity is provided in it. Now I'm closing this project. We are moving to the next concept called sending and receiving broadcast. What is broadcast? We'll see first. There's a project. Send or easy broadcast is the name. Yeah, we'll see the theory part little quick. A broadcast enables you to send a message to another part of your application on the same device or another application. You can inform it of something happening from one app to another app. Message passing is known as broadcasting. How to create a broadcast receiver to listen for broadcast as well as send broadcast to other applications. There are two ways to create. One is program based through code and declaration using Android manifest file. In Android, the broadcast is the system-wide events that can occur when the device starts, when a message is received on the device, or when incoming calls are received, or when a device goes to certain mode, silent mode, aeroplane mode, etc. Now you can say your device will be in on condition. The broadcast to be sent from other application, and even you are working with other application, the broadcast reaches you and you are receiving that broadcast. The best example, a friend calls to your number and even you are sitting in the browser or you are working with some other app, you will receive that broadcast. And so receiving WhatsApp messages, SMS messages, these are all receiving by clicking and seeing that content in the sense is called receiving the broadcast. This concept you are supposed to have clear idea. That's the reason it is placed at this stage. So we have started moving between activities, switching between activities, passing data between activities, and passing object between activities. Now we are seeing broadcast, not only receiving. You are having the experience on receiving, even a mail, the notification which provides that broadcast information, and you are accessing that, in the sense you are receiving. In similar way, for in your development, you can create you can communicate with other applications from your current application by using this broadcast sender as well as receiver, for which what sort of a simple application with one button, which creates, we are not having any creates a broadcast, but we are not having any second activity in this application. Within that, when it moves to the next intent, the message will be using the toast, the message will be passed and it won't show the second activity. That's rest with the send broadcast function or method itself, it concludes. Broadcast in Android is a system-wide events. We have seen this. Broadcast receivers are used to respond to these system-wide events. Now you are clear, receiving your message information, receiving your call, these are all broadcast receiving activities. Broadcast receivers allow us to register for a system and application events, and when the event happens, then the registered receivers get notified. There are two main types. One is static broadcast receivers. This is with the help of Android manifest file we can do. Second one, dynamic broadcast receivers. This type of receivers work only if the app is activate or minimized. In first static event, we are in need of coding, but simply we are saying static broadcast, these receivers are declared in the manifest file, works even if the app is closed. When we are sitting with the dynamic, app is active, it will work out. As well as minimized also, it will work out. And normally we will say dynamic will alone have the code. Static doesn't have code, but both are having its own Java code in the manipulation. There are some static fields defined in the intent class which can be used to broadcast different events. You can understand by the name itself what is the intent description of the event. Battery low indicates low battery condition on the device. These are all already available in the Android as built-in mode. Boot completed. This is what is that? Broadcast once after the system has finished booting. Call. Perform a call to someone specified by the data. Date changed. Reboot. Connectivity changed. The mobile network or Wi-Fi connection is changed or reset. And aeroplane mode changed, whether it's switched on or switched off. These are all the example intents based on the broadcast, based on the events. In this example, the intent filter. This is a particular my specific action. We are not using any app. We are not throwing anything. Just we are creating the receiver and displaying on our screen. To register the broadcast receiver object, use the register receiver method, passing it in the object as well as the indent filter object. This is another code, and you can have your first have a clear view on this file. Then we can go ahead. The normal activity. These imports are happening whenever you are inserting code. You can insert. Don't get confused or worry. While creating this module, this block will be available with this, and you are including a broadcast receiver type variable, intent filter type variable, and a button. What we are using first to see the design. This is the design, nothing in it specific. Only one text view and one button has been placed. This button alone provided with the ID value as D, and in the strings variable, sorry, strings value, it is defined. I hope everyone are listening actively. We'll come to this part. Yes, only 2 members. Complete everyone. Just give Y, that's sufficient in the chat box. Capital Y or small y, that's sufficient. Don't waste your time too. Because I have to cut and edit some contents from this to show the two types of receiving or creating or registering the broadcast. So totally we are having 29 minutes more. Happily we can do that. Only 4 members. Good. And today evening you are supposed to open the Android Studio and you are supposed to work on it. Text content as well as entire project folder will be shared to you. Now see, in this, the button for the purpose is DD is the button variable. First we are making that, and indent filter as new indent filter. This action we have specified. Then that is my specific action. It's not having any value, only the text content, text value. On the button click event, we are writing this block, how you have to get ready, you know, then in which the same indent I as any variable you can use, always the I will be used here. New indent, my specific action, but it won't move to any of the next activity. We have not used, that is normally indent in the sense it will have the current activity to switch over to the next activity. It's not here like that. Then put extra using this indent. The key is a name and its value is some value from indent is a context. Only this value will be displayed on the message value. That how we are making it, we will see in the bottom. And send broadcast, normally we will use the start indent, we will use for moving to the next indent. Here send broadcast is a concept and a method using the indent. Then the another one, my receiver. What is the my receiver in the sense? It's a broadcast receiver and its variable name is my receiver. With this my receiver, new broadcast receiver we are writing, on which on receive, while receiving what to be performed. On receive, we are displaying a message. Receive the broadcast in my receiver, value receive. That is nothing but the key what we passed from the put extra. This key what we are passing, this will be collected in this particular method. I get string extra and remaining are the toast syntax. Here on resume, it's a separate function. It's a public void on resume in which register receiver using this method, my receiver, and this is the syntax, the receiver name as well as the indent filter. What we indent filter, these two are declared in the beginning, indent filter as well as my receiver. These two are during registering the receiver. Then on pause, when your app moves to inactive or when you are closing the app, what happens now? Unregistered the receiver, the same my receiver. So when this is called the dynamic mode of creating or registering the broadcast. What happens when your app gets inactivity? It stops everything. even the particular broadcast receiving activity is ended on the inactive mode. It's a concept. And manifest file second broadcast will be on the first method using the Android manifest. Now I'm removing this code. And this particular Java file is needed for the Android manifest based settings, the static. This particular file I'm supposed to delete now to show the dynamic mode of program through the program code. What we did. You have to create the Java file under this name. Okay. See, this is the code. So we are having the blocks broadcast receiver, intent filter, and a button. And button click event we have written on this particular area where the intent is moving, but it's not opening a new activity. It's only sends the broadcast on the same activity. We are collecting this particular information on the post message. And during the resume, what to be done? During on pass, what to be done? You on resume, when you're opening the particular app, what happens? It is registering the receiver, broadcast receiver. When you're coming out from the application, it's on pass is initiated, and the registered broadcast receiver will be unregistered. We'll see the output of this. From 30 members are listening. How many of you are actively participating? Are you viewing the screen? Is my voice is audible clearly? Yes, one answer sufficient. Good. So now this is the output. One text view what we had, demo on sending and receiving broadcast, and a button is available. Using the button click, we are not having another activity to display, but in the same activity, it collects that broadcasted information as a message and displays on the toast. Received broadcast in my receiver, value received as some value from indent. That is available under this area. We are putting this extra and some value from the indent is here. From clicking from this, it broadcasts, and the broadcast receiver receives through the toast message. It is displayed value received. What's the value in the sense? The key get string extra from the indent. What is passed in the indent? That is some value from indent that is assigned with the key. Such a way, once again you have a view on it. Now we'll come to this area. Now on resume is used to when the app initiates, started its runtime, it's executed on your device, that time it will be enabled. Now you have registered a broadcast receiver object. You can send a broadcast to test whether it works. Yeah, that's a given code. To pass data to the receiver, you can use the put extra method. To unregister the broadcast receiver, use the unregistered receiver method. The concepts you can read it on your own. Dynamic broadcast receivers, programmatically through code. Name the project as send REC broadcast. Design the activity. That's only two widgets, one to be provided with the manipulation ID. Then the code, what is happening after design, that is copied here. Then the code main activity Java. This is the code we have to do. We have to declare the broadcast methods which is available in it, and we have to register, we have to resume, that is initialize, we have to stop. When the app is in active mode, it should be in on resume. When app is moving to the background, it will be paused or stopped. This is the output we saw right now. Then second is the static broadcast receivers, declaratively via the Android manifest XML file. Registering the broadcast receiver in the Android manifest.xml using the receiver tag. The tag is called. Apart from that, one more Java file is needed for us to invoke as for the second activity. The above demo, if the application is in the background, the broadcast receiver will no longer work because you have unregistered the broadcast receiver. When the application goes to the background, this is recently now we saw this code. To receive broadcast in persistent way, we have to register the broadcast receiver class in the Android manifest XML file. To do so, you create the broadcast receiver class in another Java class. The following code shows the my second broadcast receiver Java file. What it says, see here, my second broadcast receiver extends the same activity, public void on receive, the same context and indent declared as small I. Using only one toast message, a message will be displayed. The same key, but at this time it will show the context, in the sense it will give the second activity that's in the my second broadcast receiver will be provided in the toast. To do so, we are supposed to copy this code in a new Java file in our project. Now you see, add Java class, my second broadcast receiver. Press the enter. You are getting the new file. Select it. There is our notepad. Copy this code. Paste it. Okay, it's already provided. So I have to remove. So everything are available. If you are missing with this, everything should be in the red color. Using the Alt Enter automatic insertion of import, you can make positive. This is a method. In the existing project, I am adding this concept. So both the receivers will be activated and enabled, and it will throw the information. Now, to register this receiver in the Android manifest.xml file, add the receiver element. Use this code. Having in the notepad. Go to the Android manifest file. After the activity, before the application tag closing, in this area, you write this receiver tag information. Default, when you are trying to write, it will throw the error to do like or to suppress this exported. This particular attribute value will be providing some error. So you make use of the code as it is, what it is provided on the notes. So it won't throw any error. So in the Android manifest file, we have used this receiver as it is. Your application now has two broadcast receiver objects. One is from the dynamic method of initializing, and another one is from the static method, Android manifest based initializing. So one you registered programmatically in the on receive method, and one in the Android manifest file. Now we are having two receivers. If you send the broadcast, two receivers will listen, and one by one it will receive the broadcast information what received. And now in our example, through the toast message box, it displays. If you send a broadcast now, both receivers will be called. Okay. So first through the dynamic mode of Java code, second one will be displayed after. You are supposed to wait, both the messages will be displayed, received broadcast in my second broadcast receiver, value received. In the second Java file, I shown that context. From the context, it takes the my second broadcast receiver. That's a string value. We have not provided any string value in the toast message as the Java file name. So from the context attribute, it takes and displays the information. Now we will see. Now we have to close because it's a previous execution. Now come to this, only the new in Android manifest, this receiver tag we have included, and one more Java file we included in the project. See here in the Java file, you come and see the same key value from the main activity what we defined. The same key is collected, the key is not provided here. Okay. So we have defined here. We have provided the value, nothing in that. See now. How many of you are attending actively? Respond me. 29 members we are in the meeting, 6 only. Remaining, come on quick, all of you respond, just type Y in the chat box, even you are listening through smartphone. I need your attendance and active participation, how you are interested, and your day by day activities are getting little complex. Your practice is highly in need. $14 members alone, remaining 16 members. Whether are you attending or not ready to respond to me? I take again 30 seconds. Good, I'm not forcing. This is the way I can get you back through this communication, your response. I hope how you're feeling, I don't know, but it will give the energy to me to move further. Okay, 16 members alone, remaining 14 still not ready to provide. Okay, nothing wrong in it. Now, see the output. Now we are having two broadcast receivers in our project. One is from the code based, another one is Android manifest file based. So when I'm pressing this send broadcast, the first receiver displays, then second one received broadcast in the second. So this is how we can make. This is not just a demo and the training platform. With this particular project, we are seeing how the broadcast can be created and sent, and that can be received. When you are working in the main, the problematic work problem you are having in hand, when the concept is stated, that can be applied at that time. So block the concept based demonstration we are discussing in it. I want to see how many chat number. Hitesh Kumar, Harinder Jet, Tavish Verma, Abhinav, Raghav Chandran, Yashika, Nitya, Vanshita, Abhinav Thakur, Ayush, Pratmesh, Santosh, Jatin, Preet Singh, Akash. I'm not making frustration. Okay. Now I hope. And the lecture notes already placed in the chalk pad and through WhatsApp also I sent. Now this project code has to be sent to you. Now it's the time for taking attendance, or you have a relaxed view on the particular lecture notes contents. Go through and we'll have the discussion. Where is this? At this, we are concluding. There are two methods. First method on the same project itself. First method implemented and tested and provided to you on the same project. The second, it's not separate file. On the same project itself, only inclusion of one Java file and an Android manifest tag named the receiver. So we enhanced further on the same projects. It is described today. Have a view on this. We'll upload on this. Get ready for your attendance. Totally 31 members are available. Daily in front of you, this shown, your project files will be here. Send, receive, broadcast. Okay, now you give your attendance. Akash Chopra.
Yes, sir.
Good. Anurag Sharma. Absent. Jatin Preet Singh.
Yes, sir.
Saklani.
Present, sir.
Nitesh Katwal.
Present, sir.
Bharatwaj. Absent. Vanshita, present. It's typing in the chat, Vanshita. Okay. Then Harinder Jit, present.
Present, sir.
Raghav Chandal,
Sir, 5010 present है.
5010. Good. Raghav Chandal,
Present, sir.
Raghav Mittal, absent. Aditya Pushpam,
Present, sir.
good. Hitesh Chand, absent. Prabal,
Present, sir.
then
सर हितेश का माइक वर्क नहीं कर रहा है, हमारे साथ बैठा है यहाँ.
किसका? हितेश का?
रोज.
हितेश चंद.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shamal. Mrs. Shamal was present today. Shamal. Subhendu Shamal. Marking absent. Anurag Patil.
Present, sir.
Ayush.
Present, sir.
Aditya Chaudhary.
Present, sir.
Aryan. Absent. Karthik Thakur,
Present, sir.
Prakshit,
Present, sir.
Shubham.
सर वो प्रेजेंट है सर, उसका सर नेटवर्क इशू है सर शुभम।
Okay, good. Prakshit, who is absent? Aryan Vanshit, Karthik Thakur, Prakshit, and Shubham also present. Then Utkaresh Rai, Anuj Kumar, Asantosh Kumar, present, I think.
Present,
Asantosh,
sir.
good. Karnik Kumar, Pratmesh,
Present, sir.
Shivans,
Yes, sir.
good. Ritik Verma, absent. Yashika, present, I think.
Present, sir.
Good. Satvik Chandal, also
Yes, sir.
present. Vanshaj,
Yes, sir.
Abhishek Thakur, absent. Niharika,
Present, sir.
Hitesh Kumar,
Sir.
present. Hitesh,
Sir. Present, sir.
good. Tavish Verma,
Present, sir.
Tushar Rana,
Present, sir.
good. Abhinav Thakur,
Present, sir.
Abhinav Sharma,
Present, sir.
Isha Agarwal,
Present, sir.
good. Tushar Shekhar, I think he is absent for this week. Uday Tapak, I think. Uday absent. Nitish, okay, again absent. 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 members are absent.
Sir, 5030 present.
Sir,
Why you missed?
5023 are in present.
Wait, Utkaresh Rai. Then who is one more? Utkaresh Rai, I changed that. Who's that another one? Come on, respond me. Changed. Okay, now it's the time. If you want to discuss anything. And today evening you work with us, only 10 members are in the group. All of you work with the given provided information and see, yes, it's uploaded. Good. It's red box. 5023%. Aryan, good. Second time I asked you, didn't? Yeah. Wishes. I'm stopping the sharing. You work with this, all work with this contents what posted in the Google Drive and the notes. And today evening, during your issues arised in the development, you respond me through the WhatsApp group and we can have the discussion on it. Okay, now I'm terminating. Before that, you can leave the meeting. Aditya Chaudhary, Anuj Kumar, Harinderjit Singh. Thanks to all. Karthik Thakur, Shyamal. Yeah, Anuj. Anuj, Karthik Thakur, Shyamal. You have opened your device and left as it is. Okay, I'm terminating this session. Thanks to all.